Hello everyone, this is just a dad. So what model of Keurig should you buy? Here I've got every current model of Keurig. I'm going to talk about them, show you the differences. So let's get started. So here we've got the K Express Essentials. So anytime you see the word Essentials on this one, that usually means they're sold only at Walmart. That's not always the case, but that's 95% of the time only at Walmart. This is the K Iced Essentials. Again, only at Walmart. Here we have the K Express. This is the brand new K Iced. Here we've got the K Compact. I thought this one was not going to be, I thought it was going to go out of production, but it's making a resurgence. Here we've got the KCafe Barista Bar. I really do like this. This might be my Keurig of the year. It comes with a standalone milk frother that's not attached to the machine. Here we have the KCafe Essentials. Again, only at Walmart. Here we've got the original KCafe. You might see this in the color black. This is the nickel. There's absolutely no difference other than just the color. Here we have the K Supreme Smart. The KCafe Smart Coffee Maker. Here we've got a milk frother also. Anytime you see the word cafe, that means a milk frother comes with it. But there is one outlier. That's the K Latte. It's got this milk frother. This thing's been around a while. Again, I thought they were going to discontinue this, but they're not. It's on sale for $89 at Walmart right now. Okay, so here we got the K Supreme Plus Smart Coffee Maker. This is just the K Supreme Smart Coffee Maker. Here's the K Supreme Plus Coffee Maker. Here's the original K Supreme. Here we got the K Mini, K Mini Plus, K Slim. Here we got the K Slim Plus Iced. Here we got the K Iced Plus, again the K Latte. Okay, back to K Duo Essentials, only at Walmart. Here we've got the original K Duo, the K Duo Plus, the K Elite, the K Classic, the K Select, and the K 155 Office. Okay, so let's break them down in some different categories. Here we've got the K Cafes. They have milk frothers. I think they make really nice drinks. They normally have where you can do an espresso shot. Now, it's not a true espresso shot. It's a concentrated coffee. How the K-Cafes get away with that is they just do a really small amount of water through the K-Cup that gives you a really concentrated coffee that mimics an espresso shot. Here we've got kind of like the single serves. Now, we do have the iced coffee makers. That's probably the next major category. Iced coffee has been a really popular the last couple years. So you can see they've added these iced buttons. Now the iced buttons, generally, they're acting different on all the coffee makers. I really wish they wouldn't do that, but each iced button is completely different on each coffee maker. Now the thought behind an iced coffee is still a concentrated coffee that's going to brew hot and it's going to melt your ice. And after it melts the ice, you'll have the proper dilution of coffee. But unfortunately, they all do just a little bit different. I typically like an iced coffee to be around 4 ounces. But the K, like this one from Walmart, I don't recommend the K Iced Essential. It's a 6 ounce. When you press the over ice button, it runs 6 ounces through a K cup for an iced coffee, which I think is just a little bit too much coffee. The K Express, and you can see some of these use the same like body style, like these two look the same, but the buttons are different. So we've got iced coffee makers, which I'm going to talk about. We've got the minis here. We got 2 minis, great for travel. The Supremes have been around a long time. Okay, so you may be hearing the word smart coffee maker. There are 3 coffee makers that connect to the internet, and the main reason behind that is for the auto order. So as it knows what coffee K-Cup or whatever K-Cup you're brewing, you can set it up with Keurig on their website, and this thing will send a message up to Keurig, hey, I just brewed a Folgers K-Cup. And as you get lower, it knows exactly how many you've ordered in the past. It will reorder you K-Cups, and they'll come in the mail just in time, so you'll probably never run out. I have not used that feature, but that, to me, that's what the smart is all about. If you like having your K-Cups auto-ordered, automatically coming in the mail, these smart coffee makers actually are a really good deal then. Other than that, I don't see where you need the smart, where it connects to the Wi-Fi. Keurig has a really nice app on your phone. Anybody can use it. Now, the app's not going to connect to these other coffee makers, but they've got different drinks, different recipes in there that are really good. Anybody can use that. It's just you won't be able to connect to your Keurig, only on a couple of these. So the K Supremes, been around a long time. you start getting into, you can adjust the temperature and the brew strength. And the smart ones, you got a lot more features. You got a lot more. You got like 5 temperatures, 6 strengths. I think it's the other way around. So if you really want a strength and temperature adjustment, you're going to go to the Keurig Supreme Plus Smart and the Keurig Supreme Plus Smart coffee maker. The Keurig Supreme here, Plus, it started to get into more brew strengths. And the original Keurig Supreme, you can just do a strong brew. The Keurig Minis now, travel. I never thought I would travel with a coffee maker, but I actually did. And these Keurig Minis fit into a backpack. They're made for travel. They actually work really well, but they're probably the most, you have to add the water each time you want to brew a cup of coffee, where all the rest of these have water reservoirs that you just press what ounces you want. The Keurig Slims. Never really understood much about the Keurig Slims. They seem a little out of place because you have your like Keurig Expresses, your Keurig Express Essentials. These are kind of like standard coffee makers. Put your K-Cup in, you're limited to about 3 sizes. If you just want coffee, small space, these work. The Keurig Slim, this is when they start to get into the multi-brew technology. You've got the 5 needles. The Keurig Supremes all have the 5 needles. I get this question a lot. Does do the 5 needles make that big a difference? So when you can start adjusting the temperature and the strength, the Keurig Supreme only does 1 or 2, these older ones. The newer ones, again, you got more selections. You got like 5 temperatures, 5 strengths. That is when I think the 5 needle multi-brew technology actually really does a good job. When you're on this Keurig Slim, you don't have a strength selection. It's just simply a coffee. I can't taste the difference in it, but I can when I get into the more strength, which just slows the brew down, and you can adjust the temperature. So you got the Keurig Slim. I mean, it takes up a slim profile, I guess. It's just a standard coffee maker, but you've got the Keurig Slim Iced, Keurig Slim Iced Plus. The Keurig Latte, I thought they were going to do away with this one, but it's still hanging around. It's a Keurig Select with a milk frother attached on the side that folds up. This thing I don't think has ever been a really big seller. They do sell a lot of them. Now the KCafes, this is the original KCafe. I've made a lot of good drinks on this. This was the original, has the milk frother that you can put in the dishwasher. There's no electricity here on the bottom. They went away from this design though. They went into this more traditional milk frother where you can only wash this inside here. You can't get water down in here. That's what the rest of these milk frothers are. Again, but they do have a KCafe Smart Coffee Maker. Again, built-in milk frother, froths hot and cold. You've got the display. You know, I don't necessarily think you need the display. It's got a nice water tank. Now this one just brand new, the KCafe Barista Bar. They've done something different here. They've separated, they've made the milk frother a separate entity, which I think was smart. I think if you have a problem with the milk frother, the whole coffee maker doesn't have to go away. Like on these, if you have a problem with the milk frother, you're sending the whole coffee maker in, or they're sending you another one. Here, if the milk frother, if you damage it, I think probably one of the main things is people probably get water down in here and it breaks it. So you're not out your coffee maker. You can just get another milk frother. Again, this one's really nice. I really do recommend this one. Here, the K Compact. This one has been around a long time. I saw it going down, like not on the shelves, nowhere to be found last year. It was mainly at Walmart, and it has made a resurgence. I guess I sort of get it. It is a good coffee maker. It's a very standard Keurig. I thought the Keurig Express was going to replace it, but it's made a resurgence. It's around $50. I would not pay around $100 for this. There's better coffee makers, and it comes in some really pretty colors. So the K Compact is making a comeback. I don't understand it why. And now we've got our dual coffee makers. Does a full pot of coffee and a K-Cup. Here's the one with the stainless steel carafe. This one's very popular for the stainless steel carafe. The glass can break, and then you got to get another glass carafe. But they both have warming plates. Again, Walmart. This is the main one. This is just the K Duo. You can program it to come on in the morning, brew you a full pot of coffee. This one is just very, very basic. You got your basic brews, no clock on it or anything. This one is more space. It takes up less space, because they put the K-cup here in the back. Whenever you want to do a K-cup, you got to take this out of the way, put your K-cup here, or put your mug here and do a K-cup. So they've really redesigned this to help with space. Now I consider these the older ones. The office one, unless you are in an office environment, that thing is 3 times heavier than all the rest of these. It's big, bulky. I mean, it brews a great K-cup, but it's just way too much unless you're at an office setting. I consider these the older ones, but they're very reliable. Here we have the K Elite. They sell a ton of these coffee makers. Here we have the K Classic, the K Select. The older design, the buttons don't tell you what sizes they're brewing. They're just different pictures. I love how the newer ones are like, no, this is a 6 ounce, this is a 10 ounce. I like that. If you're new to Keurig, the different buttons, you're like, well, what is that? What size is that? Especially on the K Elite, there's a lot of sizes here. And the menu is kind of hard to figure out. I've got some videos just on the menu on the K Elite. Now, with that being said, these are very reliable coffee makers, but they have different technology. You have a tank inside here that is holding water and keeping it hot and then brewing your K-cup. The new ones are not doing that. They're not holding any water on the inside. And let me demonstrate that for you. This may or may not be a big deal to some people, but I want to show people. And so here we have, here's the new technology. The new technology is a heating element that heats the water as it's going through it very, very fast and brews the K-cup. There's no holding tank in here. So when you press the button, it water pumps, sucks the water, sends it through the heating element, it heats it up, brews your coffee less than a minute. They've got that technology down. But there are problems with that, which I'll go over in a second. Here we have, here's a K Elite. A K Elite has a tank. This is kind of an older way of doing it. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything, but I know the original Keurigs kind of did it this way. There's a tank in here. It's stainless steel. It's got a heating element in here. And when you brew a K-cup, if this is all hot, ready to go, your K-cup brews right away. But in the morning, if it's the first brew, it does have to heat this whole tank up first before it does a brew. Now, typically this is not very long, less than 2 or 3 minutes, but you will hear a heating element kick on and you'll hear water boiling. They can be a little loud. These are not loud. The ones that have this are not loud. They're just very, very quick. So keep that in mind. This may not be the quickest, and they do have water in the inside of them at all times. So again, this is the K Elite. And the K Duos do the same thing. Here we have a water tank. Now, the water tank heats the water for the K-cup side and this side. It can continuously heat it for when you're doing a coffee maker side. It's continuously heating the water. It's not like this stops and starts. But back to the ones, so the K Express Essentials, the K Iced. Now the K Compact, older design, nothing on the buttons other than just pictures. It's got the tank inside that heats the water. This one, the KCafe Barista Bar, it's got this design of heating element. Same with this one. This one's an older design, has the water tank inside of it. All the new smart ones have this design of heating element. So, and all the K Supremes have this heating element. They were the original to have this heating element. The K Minis have the tank, the older design. They have a tank inside, heats the water, sends it out. The K Supreme or the K Slims, they all have this design here, which is the heating element. This one is the K Compact, so it has a tank on the inside. Again, all these older ones here, all of these have a tank on the inside that holds the water, heats it up. So let me tell you about the K Supremes. This heating element, great design, except it does have some flaws. There is a thermostat on here that needs to be reset sometimes. So if your tank goes dry or something, if water's not continuously going through that heating element and it heats up, it's going to trip a thermostat. Now, and the way you'll note it is your Keurig goes completely dead. No power, no nothing, and it's just sitting there. Unfortunately, you do have to open it up. You can reset it. It is a little tricky, opening up the Keurig, getting a paperclip in there and reset. I've got several videos on how to do that, especially the K Supremes, very, very common, even the K Expresses. Happens during descale. Not exactly sure why it's happening, but there it is. So you have With the newer models, which are faster, quieter, you do have the potential for a thermostat going over it. I don't know how often it's happening. I know I've got some videos on how to fix it. They do get a lot of hits, the older ones. These also fail too. Different things with them fail. The K Duos probably have the hardest. This K Duo Essentials is probably the biggest one I see with failures. But again, I don't know exactly how many they're selling. It may only be a fraction that's failing, and they sell 10 million of these a year. I don't know the numbers, but I do know this one I do see a lot of problems on, but I actually am pretty confident they sell a ton of these. And now the newer ones also are going to turn on the D-scale light. After 250 brews, the only way to get that D-scale light to go out is you have to put it into a special D-scale mode. I don't know why Keurig did that, and they don't necessarily always put it in the manual. Sometimes you got to go to the online manual, see which buttons to press, run the descaling solution through it, then run the fresh water through it. Then, after everything's all said and done, the descale light will go out. Comes on after 250 brews, no matter what. The older ones, they have descale lights. They don't necessarily tell us when those lights come on or why. And there's not a descale mode that you put it in. You just run vinegar through it. I don't necessarily know if they're, I don't know that they're in a descale mode. I mean, I've got descale, I don't know how they're turning that light off. If they have a sensor in there that can tell when it's got calcium buildup. I've taken a lot of these apart and I just don't see exactly what they're doing with that descale light. It's very apparent with the new ones. 250 brews, descale light comes on. You've got to put it into a descale mode, get the descale light to go out. So, and I got videos on how to descale all these coffee makers. Now, again, we talked about iced. We talked about the KCafes doing a concentrated coffee that mimics an espresso shot. I think it actually does a really good job. Now, to sit there and drink it, the 4 ounces through a K-cup, I can't do that. And I don't think it doesn't look anything like an espresso shot from a really expensive espresso machine. But when you add it to the milk, like for a latte or cappuccino, I think the drinks taste really good. Okay, so let's switch gears. Let's show you each machine. I probably should have done this first. There's just so much. You wouldn't think that Keurigs, there would be this much to talk about, but there are so many differences. And these are all still in production. I actually thought so many of these were going to stopped being made. So again, K Express Essentials Walmart. Single needle on the top. You're going to brew a 6, 8, 10. Very basic coffee maker, but it's very fast. It has that newer style heating element. This one, K Ice Essentials Walmart. I don't recommend this one. It's a standard coffee maker, but they had this iced button. The iced button is just 6 ounces. Again, for me, that's too much through an iced coffee. Here we have the K Express. It normally is in black. They only sell this mint one on Amazon's website. I think it's really pretty. They need to release this one in more colors, in my opinion. Again, this is a very standard coffee maker. 8, 10, 12 ounces. I can do a strong brew. Single needle on top. I get that question a lot. Does the strong brew actually make the coffee taste much better? It slows the water going down through the K-cup to extract more flavor. I have a hard time sensing it on these single needles, but over here on the K Supremes, when you got the more temperature and strength selections, that's when I can start to sense that taste. It does taste a little bit bolder. K Compact, again, I thought this thing was, I thought for sure it was out of production. It's an old design. I don't necessarily like it. It's got this old, awkward looking water tank. The newer water tanks, you know, they're not much better on some of these. Just a little different. Again, the buttons where you don't have ounces. This is the K Ice. This one's been very, very popular. It comes in gray and white. They added the ice button to a K Express. You have the 8, 10, or 12. You also have strong brew. But on this one, they did something a little different. The iced button, you got to do iced 8, iced 12, or iced 10. When you do, you can do an iced on all 3 of these sizes. It brews the half the amount that it says. So if I do an iced 8, that's an iced coffee with 4 ounces. To me, that's the perfect iced coffee. 4 ounces into a tumbler full of ice. The ice melts. and then you can add your milk and syrups. That's the perfect amount of coffee. But I could do an iced 12, which is just 6 ounces, but I don't necessarily know why they needed it, but you do have the option. I do like that. Again, this one, I even forget what the sizes of those are. I know one's an 8 ounce. I think it might be 6, 8, 10. KCafe Barista Bar, brand new this year. This has kind of been a game changer in my opinion. It's a KCafe. It's also a K-Ice. Now, these also do iced coffee too, so don't get me wrong there. But this one does iced coffee at the 4 ounce setting, which I really do like. It does an 8, 10, or 12 ounce coffee. It's only got a single needle on top. They're keeping things pretty common on this line. But I can do the shot button. Anytime you see this shot button, that's typically a 4 ounce coffee, concentrated coffee. Again, it's the same K-cup that you would brew like an 8 ounce coffee in, but it's a concentrated. Add your milk here to the milk frother. It does froth hot or cold. I like that it's standalone. Makes some really nice cappuccinos and lattes. Again, brand new, game changer, probably my Keurig of the year. I think this was last year's KCafe Essentials, Walmart, under $100. They really like to discount this one. It's got the strong button, shot button. So when we do a shot, 4 ounces through a coffee K-cup. We've got our milk frother here. We can do a latte cappuccino. And we can also do a standard 8, 10, or 12 ounce coffee. Again, lift this up, single needle. But again, if anything goes wrong with the milk frother, the whole Keurig is bad. Now, this is the original KCafe. This is actually a really good coffee maker. It's kind of heavy, and there's a lot going on in here. I've taken one apart. There's nothing you can fix. Single needle, older design, which kind of comes out of the way. You know, the newer ones, they use less moving parts. We've got our shot button, 6, 8, 10, or 12. A latte cappuccino. We got a strong button. This is the first where they started putting handles on water tanks. I really like it. Even though the water tank is kind of an odd shape, at least they put a handle on it. Milk frother, I can do hot, cold, which is really nice. Hot or cold milk frothing. And again, there's the whisk in there. Take the whisk out. I can put this whole thing in the dishwasher. It uses magnetism to spin that, and it also heats it up. Here we have the KCafe Smart. We got the Smart display. 6, 8, 10, lots of options. Strength, temperature, I think there's 5 of each. We can do a shot. You can do 2 sizes of shots. A 4 or maybe it's a 2 or a 4 ounce shot. Yeah, 2 or a 4 ounce shot. Milk frother, different levels of milk frothing, but you cannot get that wet right there. Really nice water tank. I like when the water tanks are like this. They got a nice handle, easy to use, easy to fill up. We got it. Now this is the KCafe with multi-brew. 5 needles up here. Hot water comes out all 5 needles. Here's the K latte. This is like a K Select, single needle. We've got a shot button. We've got a milk frother. You know, this folds up. Again, I thought they were going to discontinue that. Okay, K Supremes, 4 of them. This is the original. This is when they first came out with multi-brew technology. It's got a strong brew, an over ice, 6, 8, 10. It's got a nice reservoir. I like that the handles there, nice on it. This is the K Supreme Plus. This is when they started doing it. You can do memory settings for strength and temperature, because I think there's like 3 strengths, 3 temperatures. You can do a 4, 6, 8, 10, or 12. We can do an over ice button. Again, multi-brew technology, a little bit bigger reservoir, a little bit stylish. It's got metal on it. Here we get into the K Supreme Plus Smart Coffee Maker, and here's the K Supreme Smart Coffee Maker. Very little difference between these two. Mainly style. This one, the Plus, it's got a little bit more metal. The displays are almost identical. What they brew is almost identical. This one does have a 4 ounce button, so I guess there is one more button, but again, really, really not much. Again, the display is going to give you the smart feature of it. There is a little camera up here that takes a picture. I don't know if it takes a picture or just kind of scans the top of the K-cup, and it'll give you the recommended brew settings. You do not have to connect these to the Wi-Fi to brew a cup of coffee. If you just put a K-cup in here and you never connect these to the Wi-Fi, it'll just say standard brew, select what you want. You have full functionality of it. It's just not going to ask Keurig, hey, what's the recommended brew for this? I've actually found that not to be, when they first came out with it, it was kind of helpful because it was like, all you had to do was press the K button, but now it's a little bit different with the update. But if you do connect these to the internet and the app, it's going to know what K-Cups you're brewing, and then it will auto reorder them for you. Yeah, this is probably their most stylish coffee maker. Great big reservoir, nice handle, looks really nice. Okay, K-Mini, single needle, water reservoir in the back. So we got K-Mini, K-Mini Plus. There's two differences. This has a strong brew on the Plus, and the reservoir is removable for like cleaning or something. Or if you want to take it over the sink, fill it up. Other than that, these are identical. Well, it does come with this little storage thing for travel. This just pops out. You can put K-Cups in there. I've actually used that feature, and it's pretty nice. But again, single needle on top. Just a big brew button, because every time you make a cup of coffee, you got to put back here what you want to brew, and you got to put the right amount in each time. So if you want a 10 ounce, fill it up to the 10 ounce, hit the brew button. Whereas the rest of these, you're just hitting the button and then hitting brew. K-Slims, again, they had an older one of these. It was single needle, and the heating element was U-shaped. It did not have a reset on the thermostat. The multi-brew one, they just started doing this one about a year ago. It's multi-brew. It does have the thermal reset on the inside. But very standard, 6, 8, 10, no over ice or anything. Here we get into, we have an iced button. Now, I don't recommend this one. This one was the original K-Slim Plus Iced. I think this is older. This is the newer one. This is the K-Iced Plus. These two were mainly at Target. This is kind of their version of a Keurig that was, I don't know if it was marketing, it was just only sold at Target or something, but that's where I found them mainly at. And this one, the ice button, does a good job. It does brew 4 ounces, but this one, it only does 6 ounces, and I found it not to taste that good. But again, single needle on top. It's got the same body as the original K-Slim. And as we look around back, you can see 3 water tanks are identical. These water tanks are a little different, but the plugs all go up inside them for travel. Here's the Supremes. The water tanks are all just a little different, but they're very nicely, nice to handle. Here we got the K-Express, the Walmart versions. These are the same water tanks. Again, that's kind of an older design water tank. This one's actually the same as the K-Express. And then we got that one, and then there's the KCafe Smart. Okay, so there's 3 types of K-Duos. I actually thought they'd be releasing a new one. These have been around a while, especially this Duo Essentials Walmart. Single needle on top. It's got a carafe. The carafes, I think, no, they're a little bit different. I thought they were the same. It's got a warming plate. This is really kind of, it's not the best design as far as putting the filter in and brewing it works, but I do get a lot of complaints I see where people, this is just hard to push in and out. This is so much better. It's got your filter basket. Put your filter in there, your coffee. Here's your carafe, warming plate. Very nice. Single needle on top. We've got a clock. We can program this to come on in the morning. Again, over here, no clock. Just simple functions. Do you want to do a K-Cup, or do you want to do and again, with these Duos, you can't do, it's not according to how much water you put back here. It's what you press. That's 8, 10, or 12 cups. And this is 6, 8, 10, or 12 cups. That's the minimum you can do is 6. The minimum over here is 8. Water reservoirs, to me, are awkward. They're on the back here. You're probably going to fill them up. You're not going to take them off and go fill them up, just because they're awkward to put on and off. Here, I really do love the K-Duo Plus. Nice water reservoir, nice big handle. We can move that water reservoir around the back. It lets you reposition the water reservoir. K-Cups up here, single needle, 6, 8, 10, 12 cups, or in the K-Cup. This slides out the front, comes with a reusable filter. You can just use a basket style filter. Now the carafe, 12 cups, keeps the coffee nice and warm. These were, again, I actually thought they would be discontinuing these, but they sell a ton of these. This K Elite is always going on sale on Amazon. Single needle, again, kind of their older way of doing things. Things kind of pop out. There's lots of moving parts here. And for me, that's lots more potentials for something to break. But these are actually very reliable coffee makers. This is probably their #1 best selling. Just 3 buttons, 3 brew sizes. You know, it's got a descale light, add water light. Here we've got like a little menu. That menu is actually kind of complicated. I'd have a video just on how to use the menu. We got strong, we can do an iced. But these all have odd, I don't like their water tanks. They're just, everything's oddly shaped. Nothing sits flat. You got to take this off. It's kind of this odd shape. Same with those two over there. Just a little different. But these were all the original single needles. Single needle on top. Different brew sizes. This is when they added the strong button. And it looks like you got 4 cup sizes. 3 cup sizes, no strong button. Yeah, and this is just a 155. It's very, very single needle top and bottom. It's got a menu here. Brew, big water tank. Just very, very heavy. Yeah, and I just recently got my plaque from YouTube for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. So thanks everybody for subscribing. I really appreciate everybody's support. I am releasing my own coffee, Just to Dad Simple Sip Coffee. It's going to be in the K-Cup form, ground coffee, and whole bean. It's a Brazilian dark roast. Okay, back to kind of some picks. If you're just brewing a single cup of coffee, 8 ounces is my preferred. These K Expresses, this one was $35 on Black Friday. That's a super inexpensive price for a Keurig. So if you want an iced coffee maker, this KCafe Barista Bar has the iced, has the cafe functions of it. That's probably my pick for an iced coffee maker. But if you don't need the milk frother, the K iced is the one to get right here. So if you're talking about getting a KCafe, you might find a good price on this one, but this KCafe Barista Bar is definitely my pick if you want the one with a milk frother. But again, this one is a very nice milk frother because you can put it in the dishwasher. This is a nice one. It's just got a lot of bells and whistles and it's kind of expensive. So if you want just a standard cup of coffee and you kind of finding you want some kind of temperature and strength selection, you're going to want to upgrade to, that's when the K Supreme comes into play. They sell a bunch of these the original K Supremes. I kind of like this one, the K Supreme Plus. Price-wise, it's kind of in the middle. You get into the smart technology, the price really jumps up around $200. You can still find these for around $150. It's got enough strength selections and temperatures with that multi-brew to kind of really make a nice cup of coffee. Nice. This is when you start upgrade. You're upgrading, you're getting a nice water reservoir. It's nice and big. It's easy to fill up. Over here, these are great coffee makers, but the water reservoirs are just a little awkward. You can take it out, These are just nice. The K Supremes are nice upgrades. Now, if you need to travel, this one is definitely meant for more traveling because it has that little pod storage adapter, but the K Mini's a really nice one too. K Slims just have not found where these come into play yet. Because if you need an iced coffee maker, I think there's a better one. If you just need 8, 10, or 12, the K Expresses can do this just fine, and they're a lot smaller. The K Duos, I love the K Duo Plus coffee maker. It's just smaller. It just seems like it's built a little bit better. These are just kind of bigger and bulkier. Now these three, again, the older ones, I guess the K Elite or the K Classic. The K Select, I think they might actually start being to discontinue. I'm starting to see it less and less. I don't have much of an opinion on these. Maybe the K Elite, just because it's got a few more settings, but the menu can be a little tricky to figure out. Okay, let's talk price. K Express Essentials. Black Friday, they've had on sale for $35, but that sale's over. Anywhere from $50 to $60. The K Iced Essentials, I don't recommend it. It does come with a really nice tumbler, $50 to $65. The K Express, this one they're really starting to discount it a bunch. I have seen it on sale for $50, retails for normally around $90. The K Iced, $70 is when it's on sale, and they do put that on sale a lot. $70, but it normally retails for $100. This K Compact price has been all over. I think last year's Black Friday it was $35. Right now it's $50. I have seen it as high as $75. I would not pay more than $50 for that K Compact. KCafe Barista Bar, on sale for $100 right now. Normally retails for $140. The KCafe Essentials, retails for $100. I have seen it around $75 once in a while when they do discount. Again, mainly at Walmart, but I am starting to see it on the Amazon website. It's a nice coffee maker. I mean, there's actually nothing wrong with it. It is quite a bit cheaper than the KCafe. Well, not a bunch. The KCafe Barista Bar is on sale right now. The original KCafe, these can get kind of expensive. They have a black version of this. It's exactly the same, other than the handle's not metal and that's not metal, but it functions exactly the same. Price is all over the place on these. Anywhere from $150 to $220. I've seen those. KCafe Smart, $210 to $230. A very expensive coffee maker. K Supreme Plus Smart Coffee Maker. That's probably their most expensive. Between that and the KCafe Smart, $230. It is on sale for $200. The K Supreme Smart. It doesn't have the Plus. The K Supreme Smart. This one's actually they're starting to discount it pretty good right now. $160 to $180. The K Supreme Plus, some pretty big discounts on it sometimes. Not this year, unfortunately. $180 to $200. The original K Supreme, you'll see this thing. This was a big Black Friday deal. Just keep in mind, you lose some of the strengths and you don't have any temperature selection. You just have a strong brew. This one, I do see it around $99. Normally retails for about $130. The K Mini Plus, they love to discount these guys. I've seen the K Mini around $50. Normally it retails for about $70. The K Mini Plus, have seen it on sale for $75. Normally retails for around $100. K Slim, they love to discount the K Slim. K Slim, around $100. Sometimes it's up to around $130. K Slim Plus Ice, same thing, $100, $130. K Slim Ice, or K Iced Plus from Target, $80 to $130. This one, the K Latte, super hard to find. I mean, not hard to find, but it's just a couple places. Walmart and Best Buy love to sell it. $85 to $100. K Duo Essentials, Walmart. They love to put this on discount. I have seen it as low as $75. Normally retails for $100. The K Duo, again, this one they love to put on sale, mainly on Amazon and probably Kohl's and different places like that. The K Duo, $140 on sale, normally $190. This one doesn't go on sale a lot. The K Duo Plus, $200 to $230. A very expensive coffee maker. Here we've got the K, they love to put the K Elite on sale. K Elite, right now it's on sale for $100. Normally, I would not pay $190 for that. Wait for that to go on sale. The K Classic, $100 to $150. I would definitely try to get this for around $100. I would not pay a whole bunch for that, but it is a very reliable coffee maker. K Select, they're really discounting it right now. Makes me think they're getting rid of it. $70 to $150. This Office, $300 to $400. So if you're new to Keurig and you're not really sure exactly what you might like or not like, get a K Express. If you're looking to upgrade a little bit, definitely in the K Supreme range for just coffee. If you need the milk frother, the KCafe Barista Bar is a nice one, but there's nothing wrong with any of these KCafes. Again, if you need both full pot of coffee, again, the K Duo Plus is the one to get. If you find a good deal on these older ones, there's nothing wrong with any of these older ones. Just keep in mind, they're fine. They're just very reliable. They make a great cup of coffee. So I hope this video helps. In my very next video, I'm going to be doing tips and tricks. It's pretty amazing how many coffee maker Keurig makes. I never, I bought so many of these on Facebook Marketplace when I was first starting out. I am buying them new now. I do give my free giveaways on my Facebook group page when I'm done with them, but unfortunately I do have to keep a lot of the Keurigs just because they're still in production and I want to compare them to the new model that's coming out. So I do eventually give away some Keurigs on my Facebook group page, but not necessarily a lot. I'll be doing my coffee maker of the year. Is it going to be a Keurig? I'm not really sure. Ninja's got a really nice one coming out right now, the Ninja Pods and Grounds. That's a really close running. Do love the KCafe Barista Bar. Don't think you can go wrong with that. Love that it's on sale for $99. I saw a sneak sale on that for like $80. I'm like, but it only lasted a day, so I'm not sure what was up with that. Again, the smart ones, they're nice. If you want that auto reorder, that's definitely a way to go. And I didn't think that was a big deal, the auto reorder, but I was at my post office and there was about 3 or 4 boxes of K-Cups back there for a couple different people. So the reorder thing is actually, I think, a pretty big deal. And the smart coffee makers would really make your life easy because it's going to know exactly what you brewed. It knows how many you have at your house and it can reorder them automatically. So you're probably going to pay a little extra for that, but The K Slims, never really found a need for those. The K Minis, definitely. I never thought I would travel with a coffee maker. I actually did. These fit exactly in a backpack. And it was nice having my Keurig there. I was really brewing a certain type of K-Cup, and it just was really nice having my Keurig there. K Supremes, again with the needles. I'm gonna do a whole video just on multi-brew technology. Again, on the fence about it. The K Duos, you know, if you need the full pots of coffee, they do that very well, actually. When you want to make a full pot of coffee on the craft side, all three of them make a really nice pot of coffee, and it's very relatively fast. It's not the standard percolator type where it's boiling the water, sending it over the coffee grounds. This actually has a pump, but there's moving parts when you have a pump. So you do get sometimes the pumps fail and that. So I'm going to be doing tips and tricks on descaling. Again, descaling can be tricky if you don't keep up on it. They have different modes. I'm going to do tips and tricks on just descaling. Yep, again, the older one, nothing wrong with the older ones. To me, the design looks older. I think they're probably the most reliable out of all of these coffee makers are these K Elites, K Classic, K Select. Just because of their design. You know, the K Compact I think is a very reliable coffee maker also. But it just looks a little older. I love the looks of these newer ones. I love the push. I love having a button that has a number on it. I don't know why. I think that's what was intimidating to me at first with the Keurig. I'm like, well, what? I don't know what the buttons mean. And you always have to go look up what the button means. And obviously after you use it a while, you're gonna know exactly what it is. So I really do hope this video helps. Super excited for what the future brings. Really appreciate everybody's support. Again, just got my plaque up there. I can't say thank you enough on that. That's all because of you and everybody's support. If there's certain types of videos you would like to see more of, I know I've gotten into carpet cleaners and different things. Sometimes I just hyper focus on things and I go down a rabbit hole, and I'm like, I just got really hyper focused on Tinico floor cleaners and vacuum. I enjoyed it. I really do enjoy my coffee makers too. I'm going to get back into coffee maker comparisons and how to make coffee and that sort of thing. But there was a lot of vacuum cleaner and spot cleaners and different things. I don't know, like I'm just like a squirrel. And I got really hyper focused, and I just like, to me it was fun. They're intriguing, and I was wanting to bring help. Again, the purpose of all my videos is to help everyone. That's where I got started. That's how I got started. So I think, to me, vacuum cleaners were confusing. These Tinicos, kind of confusing. And then I started to get into it a little bit. I'm like, well, then I've got to know I got to buy every Tinico, and I got to see what the differences are. And so I did a video of what's the difference on every single Tinico. And I just wanted, and there was quite a bit of differences there. Check out that video. But that's the reason behind my videos is if something is, I'm questioning, I'm sure somebody else out there is questioning, like, what Keurig to buy. I know this is an extremely long video. Maybe I can do a smaller video, a really quicker one. But yeah, to me, I forget what it was like when I first started a Keurig. Super intimidating. I don't know why. I didn't even know what setting to brew it on. I didn't know what was happening. And then so I kind of figured it out, and I read manuals. I was an aircraft mechanic for so many years that you become very aware of how to read manuals, and so you have to do that. And so I just kind of use that with reading manuals. And here's Miss Fiona. She's wanting her treat, which I don't have. The treat bag's over there. But again, thank you, everybody. I just really appreciate everybody's support. If you could hit the thumbs up button, that really helps out my YouTube channel. And maybe that'll help other people with this video. If there's something I should have done differently on this video, please let me know. I've learned the most from you. I didn't go to YouTube school on how to make videos or anything. I'm only learning from, the most I've learned is from the comments. Sometimes the comments, hey, your sound's low. I'm like, oh, well, I got to upgrade to a microphone. I got to do this. The lighting was bad. I upgraded my lighting. So again, really appreciate everybody's support. I feel like we're on this journey together. I look at the comments and that's kind of where my direction goes. Not always. I got really sidetracked with carpet cleaners and different things, but I just really appreciate everybody's support. I do read the comments. If there's something else you'd like to see me review, compare, I really want to help people with decisions. I don't use every one of these coffee makers every day, but I dive so deep into them. I've taken almost all of them apart. I know, I read the comments on all of them. I kind of see what's failing on all of them. So I want to help lead you in the right direction. You know, you shouldn't go out and go buy the most expensive coffee maker. If you're never going to use the auto reorder function, I probably would stay away from the smart coffee makers. They're very expensive because you got that technology that connects to your smartphone. So the purpose of my video is to help. And that's how I want to continue with my videos. I want to give you recommendations based on what I think. Keurig doesn't send me any of these coffee makers. And I've kind of gotten away from that of companies wanting to send me products. I want to buy it with my own money. And that way I can tell you, should you buy this with your own money? I think that's very important. I want to give you recommendations on, now I can't say I've used this coffee maker every day for 3 years. It's the best coffee maker in the world. I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that I've reviewed it. I have used it. I've done the descaling procedure. I've cleaned it. And I also look at the comments that I see on this coffee maker on a daily basis. So I've got several videos on all these coffee makers. I can kind of keep track of, oh, this one, it's having a lot of problems. I've actually done several videos, and some of that may be just from not keeping up on the descale, but I've actually done 2 descale videos to try to help people if you don't get your descale quite right. So I've done other videos. This one has a problem where this thing breaks. I've done a video to try to help people with that. Unfortunately, that cannot be fixed other than placing a big heavy book on it. So I can hopefully lead you in the right direction from people leaving comments and people telling me, hey, I use this coffee maker every year. It's the best coffee maker in the world. And that's kind of where I hope I come from. So again, really appreciate everybody's support. Hit the like and the subscribe button and leave a comment down below of videos that you would like to see made. So thank you very much. And here's Miss Fiona.